What's up, everybody? It's the homie Truth Teller, the street reporter, and a lot of people be asking me about things that happen in the drill culture. You know, I done took a lot of things to this board right here. We done broke down a lot of stories. It's a few of these stories I done seen that traveled. I actually seen one of these stories in like a piece on the MTV documentary. We all seen the other story that had made its way to the Before They Were Famous channel. So it seems like a lot of people understand these conversations when we break things down. I always tell people that you got to remember I wasn't there, and this is just the things we hear when we get the information. Remember, I got sources. I've been doing this for a while, so it's people who give me information because they support the YouTube channel. I also pay attention to the police scanners, newspapers, news articles, interviews. I actually interview a lot of the artists and people who close to some of the people I do things about on these boards, so I feel like I can feel the temperament. I look at the newspapers, Chicago Tribune, Chicago Sun-Times, CBS Local, and a lot of things that come up with these things. We try to use the police reports. And just remember, in them police reports, they not always accurate because the police be making up stories to lock some of these brothers up. So we always keep that in our mind. Remember, take these things with a grain of salt. But a lot of people was asking me about the King Von and LulTim thing. I'm not going to break that down because I done did stories about that. We actually went to Atlanta and went to the hookah lounge. We felt the air. We understood a little bit of what went on. But a lot of people want to know about the outcome because they feel like the trial finna start soon. I've been hearing within the next couple of months they're going to start gearing this up. You know, we know the background. Not really too much to give you. King Von, he's from Chicago, you know. We know that he represents O Block. Don't get me wrong, it was other cliques that he represented, like Killer Ward and other things that he was a part of, like 600 and things like that. But he's, you know, known like O Block and shit like that. That's like a Black Disciple set. We all know that. We seen the information. Kind of rose to fame, became a rapper, you know, make a lot of diss songs and shit like that. Link with Lil Durk and Keith. Just to give you a little background for the people who might not know. Then you got like LulTim. Get him a little spot because he wasn't as famous as like a King Von. You know what I'm saying? We know a little bit about LulTim because when the thing happened, we got some information about this. And I'm going to tell y'all something too. I'm going to get back to that though. But we know about LulTim. He's friends with Quando, Rondo. You know, he linked with like NBA, Young Boy. He's a street dude from the same city as Quando, that's Savannah, Georgia. You know, and we seen what happened that day. We're going to get into that. But this is about all the information we hear from LulTim, you know, and he's linked to like the 4K, TK, or whatever that click claim. Didn't have that much information about him because he kind of rose to fame for actually what he did to him. I'm going to tell y'all something. I tell people this all the time. You know, it's cool if you're famous for being a designer. That's decent. It's cool if you're famous for dropping lyrics. You know how to make beats. You like a booking agent. You a manager. But when you start to become famous because you known for the, you know, that's dangerous now. You know, you get that background, somebody might try to play you on that shit, you know? And I tell people that, you know, this guy kind of became famous for killing King Von. And, you know, I'm not sure if that's the energy that you really want, but we're going to get into what happened. You know, about a year and a little bit over a year ago, you know, at a hookah lounge in Atlanta. Actually downtown Atlanta, okay? At a hookah lounge in downtown Atlanta, you know, Monaco's. We actually went there. Me and my team actually went out there and filmed the video out there. I'm going to put that video in the description so y'all can go check it out because we had to feel the air, you know. We're going to make these videos up. We have to be there and feel it, you know. If I'm going to do videos about rappers and shit going on in Chicago, I got to give those guys an opportunity to get in the room with me. You know what I'm saying? It'd be tough now. You know, I be having my eye like this. You know, but it'd be tough. You feel me? But look, check it out, though, you know. And I just want to tell you guys, though, man, because This is a big thing right here, though, and I want people to understand that, because King Von is considered a legend. So I want you guys to understand this, okay? At a hookah lounge, King Von and Quando Rondo gets into an altercation. We all seen it. King Von put the knuckles on Quando Rondo, okay? We seen it. A fight happens. Okay? A fight happens, all right? We seen it. Next thing you know, shooting happened. LulTim comes out and defends Quando Rondo. That's what they say. And he shoots King Von. Okay? The police get to shooting this shit too. They shooting. Police shooting. Next thing you know, it's a shootout out there. Other people were shot, And that said, multiple people shot out there. And it was reports that 2 of Von's friends were killed, but one person was killed. Another person was killed, okay? And then another person severely hit in the head. And other people shot too, okay? Later on, when King Von passes, it makes 2 people killed, okay, that day. Now, this is very sad. I want you guys to understand that. Now, we all seen that play out. We're not going to break all that down because that had been done plenty of times. We're not going to do that. But the outcome, because I hear it, that's what a lot of people will be asking me about. I see it. A lot of people say self-defense. We seen it. Stand your ground. Stay in your ground. We seen it. We all seen what they say. He's going to walk off skate-free, closed case, leave it alone. This guy's going to get away with that. We seen what happened. He hit the guy. He beat him up. Closed case. I understand that if maybe you was the judge and you had your own law system and you ran the law system, and if that's how you wanted to go, maybe it can go like that. But, that's a lot of trust in the system. And, the system hasn't been a lot of trustworthy lately, if that's how you want to look at it. I understand that, it's 2 ways you can look at this. 2 ways the jury's going to have to look at this. When the jury gets this case right here, they're going to watch that video. They seen interviews. They done seen a lot of shit on social media after this shit didn't happen. They done seen a lot of things, okay? This is what I believe. I believe the jury has 2 ways to look at this, okay? And this is my opinion. This is an open case, so it's kind of hard to speak on this. We're not going to convict anyone and say convict them on exactly what it was, but we're just going to lay it out, okay? This is what I'm telling you. I get what you guys saying. The jury can easily say self-defense. Okay? I get it, self-defense. You hear me? I get it. His friend was getting attacked. A lot of people outside, okay? Felt like something can happen. He defended him. He shot a guy who was attacking his friend. And there was a lot of people it looked like was attacking Quando Rondo. Okay? These guys wanted to get back home. They had to do what they had to do. If he would have never punched him, this never would have happened. I get it, okay? And I do believe that is a good case, and I clearly understand that. King Von on the internet, people see the videos about him, the stories, things that happen, blogs about him now, interviews about him now. They kind of seem like he had a background, He was the kind of person you might not want to take a chance on, You can't play the lottery with your life, and fucking around with him and just trying to walk off and leaving that shit alone is kind of playing the lottery with your life. And I understand that if you want to look at it like that. But you got to understand it is another side. It's pros and cons to everything. The jury is also going to look at it and say, you know what I'm saying? These guys were gang members, both of them. Both were gang members. Okay, the jurors could say, this how the jury, they look at this side and they're going to look at this side and say, both of those guys were gang members. Both got backgrounds. Both got backgrounds. They can say, LulTim was not Quando Rondo's security, okay? He was not his security. Hope I'm spelling the word right. He is not his security. LulTim was not Quando Rondo security. He don't got a TANF card. He don't got a perk card. He didn't do any hours to learn how to be a security. This guy was not a security guard. Why does he have a gun on him? Okay? That guy ain't security. Why does he have a gun on him? Huh? Why? Quando Rondo wasn't performing. Kind of looked like these guys were looking for trouble. And found it. You know? This some street shit they got out of hand. This is not no innocent victim who was just chilling and seen his friend in some disarray. They were beating him and he had to help. Help him. This is not what that was. This is two gang shit. They ended up meeting up in the streets and they got to shooting and killing, and this is what the fuck happened. This gang shit. Lock them up. You know, they can look at him like that. Or they can also say, you know, this guy came out, they were chilling by themselves, this guy attacked them. You know, he defended this guy. This man got a background. Y'all done seen the stories and blogs about him. I thought Quando Rondo was going to die. He had to do what he had to do to make sure they get home to their family. But it's two ways to look at this shit. You know, this is not a clear cut. This guy's just going to go home. And when I looked at that, that's what I looked at when I seen this shit right here. And I tell people that, you know, you have to be careful with the drill culture. Sometimes, you know, you have to get to the point where you have to understand that this is just a culture, you know. When the camera cut off, you got to return back to who you is. You cannot believe in that character. Once you start believing in that character, man, you know, you start losing focus and you start losing reality and shit, man. Shit can happen to you when you start losing reality. We didn't see this shit out here. You know, and that's what I believe. I don't got no fight in this or anything like that, but I'm a street reporter. I report stories that's from the street. This is the top story, and a lot of people want to know about this. So this is my opinion, you know. I think this is a 50-50 case. I think it's a 50% chance Tim can lose this case. And I think it's a 50% chance Tim can win this case. I think it's a 50% chance that King Von family could get justice for King Von, and it's a 50% chance that they might not. I think that's my opinion. I'm not clear-cut exactly what happened. You know, gotta let the trial play out. But it's my opinion. I appreciate the love. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. We don't need no donations out here. It's hard outside. Remember, the weather just changed. It wasn't that cold for Christmas, but it's cold as hell now. So you gotta save that money and do something nice for them kids, because they stuck in that crib. You ain't got no time to be giving me your bread. I'm a grown man, I figure it out. You wanna support me, you put your finger up like this, you hit that like button, bing. That's what happens when you hit that like button. It make my videos grow. I appreciate the love. It's the humble truth teller, the street reporter. Bleh, 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 bleh.